Hey everybody, Neil Thompson, founder of Teach the Geek here. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And as usual, remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as every bit helps. This video is geared towards learning and development professionals. And if your company doesn't have learning and development professionals, then it's geared towards the engineering managers or the managers of people in the technical fields, engineers, scientists, those type of people, the leaders of those people. And it comes with bridging the gap between those technical professionals and everybody else, basically all the non-technical people, and a few ways in which you can do that. We all know, well, many of us know that it can be difficult to present technical presentations to non-technical audiences because there's a gap in knowledge between the technical people and the non-technical people, and bridging that gap can be difficult at times. So what are some ways to make it so that that bridge isn't as wide or narrow? Well, or there's no bridge at all. So the first thing the learning and development professionals can do is provide the technical people who have to give presentations with a repeatable process. When I was developing Teach the Geek, at first, it was just me thinking about what's important when it comes to delivering presentations when it comes to people who have technical backgrounds. And that just wasn't good enough. It was actually a friend of mine who suggested that I make it a process. And when you make it a process, then people don't have to recreate the wheel every time they have to speak in front of others. They could just follow the process. One part of my process has to do with the speech structure and coming up with the call to action and then working backwards. What do you want people to take away from your presentation? And then basically putting things into the presentation that lead to that call to action. So that's just part of my process. But a learning and development professionals can really help out the technical people who have to give presentations by providing them with a process. And hey, maybe the process can be flexible. So when it comes to doing this type of presentation, maybe you leave this part of the process out. And when it comes to this type of presentation, then you leave that part out. It's flexible. It's a living document. You can add to it. You can take away from it. But at least you have a baseline to work from. So you don't have to think about what I need to do for this presentation each time you have to give a presentation. So that's number one, coming up with a process. And then two, once you have this process, you really want to provide opportunities for the technical professionals to practice using it. And that could come virtually, that can come in person. You really want to make it a low stakes type of environment for people to feel comfortable trying things out. Maybe coming up with a different intro than they typically use can be something that they practice in front of their peers. And I mentioned a low stakes environment. Perhaps coming up with a clever ending to their presentation is something they want to try out, and then they can get feedback on the closing. They can get feedback on the intro, and again, it's in a low stakes, low pressure environment, and so everyone has that opportunity to practice what they learned from this process, or practice using the process, I should say. So that should be number two, or that could be number two. Once you have this process, then you have opportunities to practice using it. And then once you're well practiced enough in using this process and you think you've graduated to other things, now number three, being the learning and development professionals could be the advocate for these technical professionals to get opportunities to present in front of others in more high stakes environments, maybe presenting in front of customers, presenting in front of vendors, doing conference talks, those type of things. And the learning and development professionals or the line managers, those people could be the advocates for those technical professionals to use the process that they learned and get that practice in those low stakes environments to now go out there and be ready for real time, be ready for showtime, and getting those opportunities either outside the company or even within the company when the stakes are higher, but they're well practiced, they have a process, and so they're well prepared to give the best technical presentation that they can give. So those are the three tips I would offer learning development professionals or line managers on bridging that gap between the technical professionals and non-technical people. First is to provide a process for the technical professionals to use to deliver or to practice and deliver their technical presentations. Number two is to offer or provide a low stakes environment for them to practice using the process. And then 3 is to advocate for these people, these technical professionals, to be given opportunities to give presentations that are more high stakes, either within or outside the company. Hopefully that helps. Again, my name is Neil Thompson. I am the founder of Teach the Geek. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And as always, remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, as every bit helps. Thanks. Have a great day.